here is Elvis.
Hello there. How are you? I hope you can hear me. Coming through loud and clear. What has been happening in the Elvis world this week? Crazy week. That was rather brief, wasn't it? I must lengthen that intro a little bit. Maybe. Hello, everybody. So kind of you to join me live. And if you're watching this on playback, again, it's very, very nice of you to pop in and have a peep and see what's going on. What's that noise? I think my chair is collapsing. Right, yes, what a crazy week we've had in the Elvis world. And as you can see from this week's topic, Graceland sale, is there more to it? ? That's what I will be asking you later on. And I will be asking you to call in and give me your opinion on what you think of the whole crazy thing that happened. Sort of, it all kicked off on Monday of last week, and it was all kind of put to bed again quite quickly by sort of Thursday, Friday. But I know it did scare quite a few people. And as I say, in a few minutes after the quiz and so forth, we'll be diving into that. But as I say, I will be looking for you to ring in. You can ring in on Discord. If you're a member of our Discord channel, you can get in the queue now by clicking on the call in button. And if you're not yet a member of our Discord channel, I would encourage you to join, and there's a link below, and you click on that as an invite and you can join Discord. Or you can ring me on WhatsApp, the number's on the screen there underneath me, and also Instagram Messenger, Facebook Messenger. You can ring me on Facebook Messenger as well. What have we got coming up? We've got that topic, of course. We've got underrated Elvis song, this day in Elvis history, a live poll, a song I wish Elvis had recorded, Photoshop of the week. They're getting worse. Elvis at the piano. We introduced that a few weeks ago. Caption this photo. We have a lot of fun with that. I normally post that on the community tab on this channel about Tuesday. And smoking hot photo, of course. You can, as I say, call me free on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and Discord. Thank you very, very much for all the kind messages and emails and show of support and donations to the channel via Buy Me Coffee. Or if you don't want to buy me a coffee but you'd like to donate, you can donate via PayPal. There is a link below for that as well. But I wanted to, as I say, it has been a crazy week. And one of the crazy things that kind of happened was this. If you saw this on YouTube, Elvis trailer. Elvis 2025 trailer, Ryan Gosling, Jonah Hill, coming in 2025. It's not. Okay, so don't think that there is another Elvis movie in the making, because it is actually just for entertainment purposes only. I'll show you that again, actually. And I can confirm that it is actually not an upcoming movie, because if you go to that YouTube channel, which is called KH Studio, and you click on the About link, because most YouTube channels have an About tab that tells you what the channel is about, you will see that it says, "Hey guys, welcome to our channel, KH Studio, where we'll be creating concept trailers and much more just for fun to bring entertainment to all of you." So that's what it is. It's for entertainment purposes only. There isn't another Elvis movie in the works. Well, not starring Ryan Gosling anyway. I mean, there could be other Elvis movies in the works, but not starring Ryan Gosling anyway. So I just wanted to put your mind at rest about that one if you saw it. And as I say, we will be looking at the other crazy, crazy thing that happened in the Elvis world this past week, and that is the Graceland sale. But before any of that, we have a little bit of business called the Fan of the Month quiz, and it is backwards Elvis this week. I wanted to return with an old favourite. Ryan Gosling doesn't even look like Elvis, Steve, correct? Well, if you look at the trailer, what they've done is they've used deep fake and AI to put Ryan's face on Austin Butler's features to make it, and they've lifted it from the Baz Luhrmann movie. So that's what they've done. Right, you'll be seeing a lot more of this, unfortunately. You'll be seeing and hearing a lot more of it. You'll be hearing songs that are purportedly supposed to be Elvis singing and they're not. You'll be seeing videos of Elvis singing and they won't be Elvis. That's the way it is. You see what I did there. But yeah, I mean, there's good and bad to all things. And the good thing is we've got the hologram show coming up, opening in London this November, and I believe the tickets are going on sale in the next couple of weeks in June, so I will be looking to buy a couple of tickets for that. But they haven't even said actually where the venue is yet, so it makes it a little bit difficult for people like myself who have to book time off work, travel, accommodation, because I have to get on a plane to get to London. Right, so here we go. Backwards Elvis. I'm going to play about 15 or 20 seconds of an intro to an Elvis record, and you've got to tell me what it is. I'm going to use red today, red for danger, because there's been so much red flags flying this week, so I'm going to use red. And don't forget, we've got that lovely jingle, that funny jingle for whoever gets the question right. Now, as far as I know, I have Chris. Hi, Chris. She's in the building. She's moderating. I'm not sure whether Dave is in the building yet. Maybe not. Maybe Dave's had to take leave. I don't know. Yeah. Mrs. EAP says red mist. Yes. So Chris will be helping me out on the moderating of this quiz. Okay, here we go. This is the first of 6 backwards Elvises, and name what it is. Okay. A couple of people got it before it even was halfway through, and I'm pretty sure just pipping Elvis Nation, Brent, hi Brent, at the post, was Dylan. A load of people are saying Such a Night, and let me just see from Chris, but I definitely saw Dylan first. Wow, there's a lot of people. Yeah, Chris says Dylan. There's a lot of people saying Such a Night. I am very, very, very impressed. Very impressed. If I didn't have the question answer in front of me, I wouldn't have a clue what it was. But anyway, Dylan?
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, know that voice you ain't.
Know that voice you ain't. Oh, love it. Right, here we go. Another easy one. Here we go. Yeah, very dramatic one. And I'm making these too easy. I'm going to have to put... do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to make them go backwards, and I'm going to have to speed them up or slow them down. What a great idea. I never thought of that. Yes, right. Okay, Dylan Fast. Yeah, we're going to have to rename Dylan Fast, or Fast Dylan, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Dylan.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, know that voice you ain't.
Okay. is Dylan going to have a clean sweep tonight? I wonder. We know that Dylan is good on Name the Jumpsuit, where I show a tiny little section, a little close-up of a jumpsuit. Looks like he's very, very good on Backwards Elvis as well. So here we go. Number 3 coming up. Okay, so a lot of people, not as many people, but people are getting it, and I could listen to that all day. Hurt, yeah, I know. It looks like a hat trick from Dylan. It is Any Way You Want Me, and Chris has said Dylan again. Wow, goodness me, is there any stopping Dylan? Doesn't look like it. He could be the first person to ever have 6 out of 6 on Backwards Elvis. Right, here we go. That was a noisy one, wasn't it? Timothy Lee says Big Boss Man. Mike M says Big Boss Man. Ruth Daniel, Manfred Boma, Bossa Nova, Brent. Yeah, a lot of people. But you know something? It wasn't young Dylan this time. Hard lines Dylan. Unlucky. Very unlucky. Because it was Timothy. Well done, Timothy. Yes, Big Boss Man. So, Timothy, you get the...
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
I could listen to that all day. You're right. Okay, here we go. Yes, well done, Timothy. Everybody's saying well done. And Dylan says, nice one, Timothy. Right. Yeah. Number 5, Backwards Elvis. Okay, right. Vincenzo, Suspicion. Dylan, Suspicion. Mike M, Big Heart. Brent, Big Love, Big Heartache. Yes, well done. That's what it was. Timothy Lee got Big Love, Big Heartache as well. But actually, it looks like, just pipped at the post there, Timothy, was Brent. Well done, Brent. I love Big Love, Big Heartache. I really, really do. It's just, it just makes the hair on the back of my head stand up the way he sings it. Yeah. So, I'm going to give that to Brent.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know that voice you ain't.
I'll see if I can come up with some more funny ones like that. Or if you want to send it in to me. They can't have, unfortunately, music in the background because I'll get done for copyright. But any voice ones or anything like that of Elvis doing something funny or saying something funny, send it in to me and I'll see if I can use it as a quiz jingle. Right. Oh, by the way, a lady called Danielle Garvalho is in Memphis visiting Graceland and Sun and all those places at the moment. A member of this group and a member of our Discord channel as well. And she sent some pictures on Discord earlier on and she's having a great time. So, hi, Danielle. Nice to hear and nice to see that you're having a great time. And we're all jealous. Because you're all over there. Right, and 6th and final one, Elvis Backwards, is this one. Okay, so that was the number 6. And I'm just seeing there, Gracie G says, Steve, they don't do the penalising on copyright anymore. I think it's only particular songs. I don't think it's completely and utterly across the board. There's only certain songs which aren't subject to a copyright. Right, so me talking about that, I missed it completely. Did anybody say the right one yet? Chris? A lot of people saying Blue Hawaii. No one has it, Steve. Okay, this is basically a week when I stump everybody. I've been trying for weeks to stump everybody. Not just with Backwards Elvis, but with all the questions, really. Okay. Somebody said play it again. Yeah, unfortunately, with it being the last one, I've got to go through. I've got to go through all of them. I suppose I could just wait until it goes round. Oh no, hang on. Somebody has got it. It's okay. Somebody has got it. Manfred Bomer has got it. And I'll tell you the reason why is because he's put I'm counting on you. And it is I'm counting on you. Now, what's wrong with my button here? It's not going off. Okay, it's gone off now. Yeah, so it was I'm counting on you. So well done, Manfred. Well done, Manfred. I thought there for a minute I was going to stump you. Bomer. And you get the final one of these this week.
Y'all listen to me. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I know what that voice you ain't.
Yes, not with that voice you ain't. I love that part. Thanks very much to everybody that took part in the quiz, and congratulations to everybody that was first. And as I say every week, there is a monthly prize for the person that gets the most questions right over the month. Now, I don't quite know what to say about all this. Yes, as we know, the news broke. And I'm putting it in inverted commas, the news broke of a Graceland sale early this week, and I'm pretty sure now that most of you are sick to death of hearing about it and hearing all the nonsense that went on around it. So I'll just try and sort of summarize this very, very quickly. Elvis's granddaughter, actress Riley Keough, is attempting to halt the proposed sale of Graceland, the late singer's home in Memphis, Tennessee, shouted the media this Tuesday past. Graceland is now at the center of a dispute with a company that says the mansion was used as a collateral for a $3.8 million loan that was taken out by Lisa Marie but never paid back. Okay. I wonder, can I do that? Yes, I think I can. Riley filed a lawsuit this month stating that last year Norsene Investments and Private Lending LLC presented documents purporting to show that Lisa had borrowed $3.8 million from Norsene Investments and gave a deed of trust encumbering Graceland as security. Okay, these documents are fraudulent, Riley's lawsuit said. Lisa never borrowed money from Norsene Investments and never gave a deed of trust to Norsene Investments. Okay, fair enough. The lawsuit also says that Norsene Investments and Private Lending, LLC, appears to be a false entity created for the purpose of defrauding. A hearing was scheduled for Wednesday, May 22nd at 9 a.m. at Chancery Court in Shelby County, Tennessee. At the hearing, the judge halted the estate's foreclosure sale, and just hours later, an attorney for Riley received an email from Gregory Norsene confirming they do not intend to move forward with their claim. Norsene reportedly said the company would not proceed as a key document in the case, and the loan apparently taken out by the late Lisa Marie Presley were recorded and obtained in a different state, meaning legal action would have to be filed in more than one state. Okay. It remains unclear the name of the other state. And then, this is strange, there was no harm meant to Miss Keough, said Norsene. Right, okay. So you do all that, but you mean no harm. Okay. Graceland and Elvis Presley Enterprises said in a statement, Graceland will continue to operate as it has for the past 42 years, ensuring that Elvis fans from around the world can continue to have a best-in-class experience when visiting his iconic home. Now, the first thing, when I read that on, I think it was Tuesday morning, I believe, my initial reaction was to laugh and chuckle to myself about it, because there is no way that Graceland is going to be put up for sale anytime soon. I'm pretty sure that Riley knows how lucrative a business, if you like, is Graceland, the mansion itself. She also knows how much it means to us fans. And even if it was a case where Lisa had borrowed this 3.8 million and she failed to pay it back, 3.8 million is a mere drop in the ocean for the Elvis Presley estate to pay to keep hold of something as lucrative and something as important as Graceland. So if it ever came to it that there was an outstanding bill of 3.8 million, it would be paid pretty quickly by the estate, simply because there's no point in sacrificing $3.8 million for the sake of however much Graceland brings in per year or even per month. So it was an absolute load of nonsense from the beginning, and I knew it was a load of nonsense from the very second I read the article. Unfortunately, it did put quite a lot of people in a state of concern and panic, to say the least. Some people were actually panicking to think that Graceland was going to be sold and we would not have it any longer. And I know, for one, I think Leslie Pilling spent most of the day trying to calm people down on Facebook groups, and in the end, she kind of had to give up, because she was saying that people were saying, well, if it's on the news, it must be true. Unfortunately, in this day and age, I mean, it's always been quite bad. The media has always been quite bad with twisting things and turning things and things like that. But it seems to be even worse in this day and age, where people just believe everything that they either read on the internet, or they see in a paper, or they hear on the radio, or they see on the television, and they don't question it. Unfortunately, that's the state of play now. We seem to almost trust the media too much. And as Deb Haight says, fake news. And that's exactly what it was, because the headline screamed, Graceland to be sold. I mean, it was nowhere near being sold. It couldn't just be sold like that anyway, at the drop of a hat. There would be so much legislation and paperwork to go through that you wouldn't be able to just sell Graceland just like that. But to me, it was obvious almost from the get-go that it was just something that was media fodder and not going to happen. But I would love to hear your take on it. Do you think there is more to this story than meets the eye? Is there something else that we should be considering? I just think that it was too suspicious, too sort of, everything just happened very quickly and then everything just died off quickly. I mean, it blew up on the Tuesday and was gone again by the Friday. So do you think there was something else behind it? And if you do think there was something else behind it, what do you think that other thing was? That's what I would like to know. I've just got my suspicions. I think there's more to run on this, and I think something will come out about it. So yeah, that's the Norseni and private lending accusation that Lisa owed them 3.8 million and she hadn't paid it back. And it does seem now that there was no loan. So without further ado, stand by Dylan, because I want to bring Dylan in here because I see he's in the queue, and we can put myself in the call and say hi, Dylan.
Hello, young sir. How are you?
Well, sorry to keep you waiting.
That's all right.
What have you got to tell me?
First of all, it's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah,
Like you said.
yeah, we know that.
Absolute lot of nonsense. But my respect for Riley has gone through the roof. And I'll tell you for why.
Go on.
She fought for that house. She didn't have to. But she did.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows how much she cares. Both
Yes.
for Elvis and for her mum.
Yeah. I mean, what you're saying is, I mean, she acted fairly quickly and stamped it out straight away.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's...
I knew she would.
Now, the thing is, right, is...
Yeah.
It strikes me that things like this go on all the time, especially with these huge companies. People approach and say, "Look, you've borrowed money from us and you haven't paid us back. We're gonna take what's owed us now." And you know, I read somewhere during the week that somebody said this happens all the time and it's happened before and it's going to happen again.
Not to Elvis, it won't.
Why not to Elvis?
Because he's got us to stand for.
Yeah, yes, that's a good point. But you see, the thing is like, people see the gold mine and they can't resist trying to sort of pull one over on these companies, such as, what was it called? Promenade, I think, is the name of the business that actually runs the financial side of Graceland, isn't it? It's EPE owns it, but it's Promenade, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost one big stunt, isn't it?
But do you think that there was anything else behind this story? No, it was just cut and dried. It was a company trying to get money out of Graceland that wasn't owed to them ultimately, by the looks of it now. And but I mean, it happened so fast. It came on and it went away so fast, didn't it?
It did, and as Elvis would say, it was a flash in the pan.
Yes, it certainly was. Yeah.
Now I've got my story of the week. If people are interested.
Oh yes, Dylan's Elvis tales. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, young sir.
Boy, this is an absolute zinger. Oh my god, this is such a zinger. All right, so November 14th at the Forum, LA Forum, right, for people outside of America.
1970.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis is performing, just like as he does. And he gets to his last number, which, of course, is Can't Help Falling in Love. But then, he thinks that he's not done Poke Salad Annie. So what does he do? He stops the song. He goes, "Wait, fellas, we haven't done Poke Salad Annie." So he does like the beginning of it, realises he has done it, goes, "All right, hang on, wait, stop, we have done it. Let's do Can't Help Falling in Love again." And does Can't Help Falling in Love again. Wow.
So he thought they hadn't done Poke Salad Annie, so he stopped Can't Help Falling in Love and started to do that.
Yeah.
That's a strange one, isn't it?
It is. But if you look at the set list, it says Can't Help Falling in Love, Poke Salad Annie, Can't Help Falling in Love.
Ah, right.
And it's on the it's on the soundboard too.
Right.
So if you wanna have a listen.
Yeah.
It'd be great because it is quite funny just to hear us go, "Wait, hang on. Oh,
you can say that again." So November 14th, 1970, the soundboard recording, which is obviously available on YouTube. Listen out for it. Elvis thinking he hadn't done Poke Salad Annie and stopping in the middle of Can't Help Falling in Love.
Yeah.
What a great story. What a great story.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks.
It is true, by the way. It is true, by the way.
Yes, that's right. Because there was a query on one story a couple of weeks ago. We weren't sure whether it was true or not, wasn't it? Elvis going to a PTA meeting at Lisa's school. Yeah. But that one we've got evidence for, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, Dylan. Great.
Yeah.
Talk to you next week.
All right, see you later.
See ya. Bye. That was Dylan. Okay. Stand by, Cam. I'm going to come to you next, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Hi, Cam.
Hiya, Steve.
Hello there.
Good, and you, sir?
How you doing?
No, we can't complain. It's Sunday night. It's our Elvis family night, so things are just going brilliantly.
Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear it. So, what would you like to say, sir?
Well, firstly about the false news.
Oh,
To admit, initially when I read that, I went into a bit of a tailspin myself.
oh,
But then, as time went on, I kind of sat back and I thought to myself, no, if indeed Lisa had taken out a loan for a minuscule $3.8 million, I'm sure she would have had that kind of cash laying around somewhere. It wouldn't have been necessary for her to loan such a small amount of money and then to put up Graceland as collateral for such a small amount of money.
yeah, exactly.
And
Because let's face it. I mean, not being funny. I mean, 3.8 million is a lot of money to likes of me and you, but to a business and an EPE, like it's a small amount.
yeah, they probably make that in a week.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so initially I was a little bit concerned, but as you said, come Wednesday, come Thursday, when we started seeing, oh no, that it's fake news, it then the panic initially switched to anger, because I think these media outlets should be sued, firstly because it's false news, it's reporting false news, and secondly, I see it as slander.
Yeah. Good point.
But I suppose on the positive side of that, Steve, if you do consider, I mean, how many other artists that you know of that have been gone for 47 years now are still in the news? So I
Yeah.
suppose on the good side of it, Elvis is still in the news 47 years after he left this planet. So I think on that perspective, it's a good thing.
Well, you see, this is my question. Do you think there was more to this Graceland sales story than meets the eye? That's what I'm wondering.
I think they were just going for publicity hits, for clicks. Because let's be honest, if you could write any article, but if you put the name Elvis Presley into your article, millions of people are going to read it.
Yeah, yeah. Ultimately, they probably knew the lawsuit was going to fail. They weren't going to get Graceland Mansion, but they thought, hey, here's an opportunity to make a story out of Elvis Presley, Graceland. Let's scare everybody by thinking that the mansion is going to be lost. So let's go with it.
Yeah, and I think if we're really honest about it, if let's say for some reason it had been true, I think that as a collective, on social media like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those kind of things. I mean, all those years ago when the jet was up for auction and up for sale, we created quite a stir, enough so that made the powers that be relook at the situation and say, no, we need to purchase the plane. The plane needs to stay within the family. The plane needs to stay within EPE. And I feel us as fans brought that change and made that decision at the end of the day. So I think had there been some form of truth to it, I think we would have been able to, as an Elvis family the world over, created enough of a stir for the powers at EPE to say, look, we can't let that happen.
Yeah, but I don't think for a minute that Riley would let Graceland get into any jeopardy, nowhere near, because she knows that it's the jewel in the crown.
Yes, but I think even away from the financial perspective of it, Steve, the Presley family knows that we as his fans are extremely loyal, and I think for them, the loyalty slightly outweighs the financial end of it. If you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know that EPE is extremely well off financially, but they know at the end of the day, without us as Elvis fans being as loyal as we are and as loyal as we have been, speaking for those that were around before my time, if it hadn't been for our loyalty, EPE wouldn't be where they are today.
Oh yes, that's 100% true. Without us, there would be no Graceland now. It would have been sold. Well, it would have been sold shortly after Elvis's death. If it hadn't been open to the public and we would have, kept visiting, it would have been gone a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's basically my 10 cents into the cauldron.
Great.
But, let's hope next time Elvis is in the news, it's for something positive.
Yes.
For,
and you know what? I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will be. It'll be the hologram, and it'll be the release of the Elvis on tour footage.
Yeah, I'm itching to see that footage. I think Baz is going to do, if it's anything, if the Elvis movie is anything to go by, I think we're going to be in for one extremely big surprise, and it's going to be one extremely joyous ride. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, can't wait myself. Okay, Cam, nice to hear you. Cheers.
Yeah, my brother. Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good week.
Yeah, same to you. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye-bye.
Okay, right. So that's Cam. Thanks, Cam, for calling in. We stand by, Vincenzo. I'm going to say, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Now, what did you think when you read the story on Tuesday? Did you start to panic a little bit?
No, as soon as I saw it on Facebook, I said, "This thing's got to be fake."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So you had a bit of a chuckle to yourself, like I did.
Yeah.
Good. Alrighty. Okay. I mean, you don't think you don't.
I want to say thank you to Danielle for those pictures.
Yes, Danielle is having a great time in Memphis by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing all about it. She should call in next week when she's back and she should tell us all about it. I was going to ask you don't think there was anything else behind this Graceland sale story then, no?
No, I think it was a scam from the beginning.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay, Vincenzo, all the best. Cheers, bye. Right, we move on to our next caller, and we say, Priscilla, stand by. Hi, Priscilla. Oh, Priscilla seems to be on mute.
Hey, Steve, can you hear me, babe?
Hey, how are you?
I'm sorry, I had myself muted.
That's okay.
Probably the way my husband would rather me stay. But
don't tell him that.
Much fun for you, babe.
Don't give him any ideas.
No. Already he loves me warts and all.
Yeah, great. So what was I going to say to you? So what are you going to say to me?
Sure, Steve, God help us. God help us. You know what? Now, like really, I just think I don't even engage with those things. There is absolutely no way in this earthly world that that's possible.
Well, you know,
even if it was, just say for argument's sake, it was the case. EPE are rich enough to fight that every step of the way, babe.
Exactly, 3.8 million would have been nothing to them. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, did you even think for a moment that it was happening, or was it just one of those stories?
No, I just thought, oh God, there's somebody looking for a bit of limelight.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely. At no point did I ever think that was possible. Now, you know, is it a cash cow? Absolutely. Is it possible that they can say what they like? And that's the problem now, right? We have become so reliant on to be spoon-fed every bit of information that we get, and that we take whatever we see or hear. Well, some people do in front of them as actuality. And
I know that they see it in the news. They say, right, if it's written down or it's on the internet or it's on the television, it must be true. That's just amazing. It's amazing to think people think that.
Paper never refused ink.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I could have jumped on YouTube on Tuesday and started reporting it as, you know, as fact and all this, and folks, you know, Graceland is up for sale. But I knew there's no point in doing that and adding fuel to the fire. Let's just let this all play out. The only thing that surprised me was it played out so quickly. I mean, it was all done and dusted by Friday morning, wasn't it? I believe.
Well, no, and the other thing is, Steve, yes, and it should be, and those kind of things should be dealt swiftly like that. But unfortunately, with the advent of the wonderful social media, those things spread much quicker. So, 20 years ago, same situation transpires, we wouldn't have heard about it after the fact.
Yeah.
It's because the ability to spread that information. And now social media is as good as the idiots operating it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. But we have to maintain some level of decorum and rely some way on our own level of intelligence. Just because someone says it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had this conversation with my daughter when she was of an age that was becoming, reliant on social media and YouTube and all of those things. And I called her one morning and I said, come here. I want you to make a video of me. And I said, I want you to show this, put it on YouTube. And she's going, what is it? So she starts recording with her phone and I'm going, I just won the lotto. I'm a multi-millionaire. And I did this. And she looked at me, she goes, you can't do that, Mom.
Why? Why can't you do it?
I said, you can. You can actually post that on YouTube.
Yeah.
That don't make it true, though.
Exactly. Babe. It doesn't make it true. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think the same relies. And I think, people need to not necessarily, I think they need to rely more on their own instincts or their own
Common sense?
That's the word I'm looking for. I was trying to find a nice way to say it. Stupid. No, but that isn't what I mean. And I know that it is a sense of panic because for us, it's something really, really sacred.
Yeah.
Like, I got there once, Steve, and, please God, I'll get there again. And how many times through this channel and other conversations I've had with people, even over in Memphis, how many times people have visited Graceland and they keep going back and it's just as good every time. And actually, when you buy your tickets for Graceland now, they should come with a warning that says this will not be enough. You're going to want to come again. It is a sacred experience, and so the possibility of losing it doesn't fill any of us with any sense of joy. However, because we hear it, or just because someone says it, it isn't true.
Well, I told you what my initial reaction was, and I laughed and I had a chuckle to myself, and I thought, oh dear, here we go again.
I cannot tell you how many times non-Elvis fans who are friends of mine sent me links to various versions of this story all week. And I gave every single one of them the same answer. Yeah. Rubbish.
Clickbait.
One word, I sent it back, rubbish. And that's it. I don't want to engage with it. I didn't click on the links. I just went rubbish. And do you know what? When I said that to them, I met two of them recently and they said, you're right. I don't know how I got it. You were the first person I thought of when I heard of it. And I just went, it's rubbish. And people will do that. And they will continue to do those kind of underhanded, shocking things.
Yeah.
And remember one thing now, whatever EPE is, I think it's very unfair to someone like Riley to be given the responsibility that she has taken on her shoulders so willingly and so capably. But she is still a daughter who's lost her mom.
Yeah, exactly. But Dylan, but mind you, like Dylan said, didn't it show that she's prepared to fight tooth and nail for Graceland?
But then she's her mum's daughter.
Exactly.
Isn't she?
Exactly. Yeah.
I missed Dylan's call because just as it was starting, my dad arrived, so I ended up having to interact with him for a bit, so I missed some of the calls. So I'm sorry if I've repeated anything anybody said. Sorry if I've offended anybody.
Yeah.
You know me now.
Well, actually, I'm just going to say that Joe Hanley says, Steve, it's not clickbait. It was a true fraudulent trial to get 3.8 million. But what I mean is the way it was all structured out. It was clickbait. It was worded in a way that this is happening. Graceland is going to be sold on Thursday, and that's it. So it was.
Cam made a very valid point. We, as Elvis fans, are loyal to the core. And the proof of that is that these media outlets know that if there is something relating to Elvis and they report on it, that it will gain traction. Online, in print, social media. It will gain traction because we are loyal and we do fight and we do want to uphold his legacy and we want things to remain in the right hands and under the right leadership. And that's why any of these stories, anything relating to Elvis, will gain those outlets the traction that they... And it is newsworthy. I mean, the reality is, imagine after that man's passing.
Yeah, but you know, I've got to...
half century later, it's still something like that can be headline news across multiple media outlets.
I think that if it had been not such a slow news week, it wouldn't have got half as much traction as it got. It was a slow news week last week, so that's why it made it further up the rankings, I believe. So anyway,
I don't know how in any context, in any state of affairs, can what's happening in the world mean that you can still have a slow news week?
Yeah.
There are people dying in their thousands and hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
Because of greed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why can we not report on those things and
well, yeah. I mean, we know all that's going on, but of course that's out of the scope of this channel anyway. But Priscilla,
well, no, but I'm just saying that if slow news week, Steve, there's plenty of news.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Priscilla, it's
this week, Steve. Did I miss that?
Oh no, I'm gonna do that after the calls actually.
Okay.
So it's always a pleasure to speak to you. It really is.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers.
Take care. Have a good week, babe.
Bye. Okay, so that was Priscilla, and we go on. And Brent, I'm going to say stand by. Why can't I see what I want to see with Brent? That's very strange. Now let's have a look. There it is. Hi, Brent. Brent always does this to me because he gives me the frighteners. Hi, Brent. Brent has himself on mute. And he's probably gone away to make a cup of coffee. And I'm actually I'm looking forward to talking to Brent because he always provides so much value with his call. So Brent, please take yourself off mute. Oh, he's disappeared. He's back again. I'm going to give you a running commentary on what I can see from Brent. He's definitely there, and he's off mute my end. He just probably can't take himself off mute his end. Will I do the poll and come back to Brent? Oh, he says he can't unmute his mic. Okay, right, all right. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll come out of the call for now, and I'll let Brent do his necessary tweaks, and I'll come back to him. So we are going to do the poll. I do understand what Jo meant when she said it wasn't clickbait. It wasn't clickbait in the true essence of clickbait, which is normally clickbait is something that when you click into it, it has no bearing or representation or no truth into what it says in the headline. But for me, it did fall into a clickbait area because it said that Graceland will be sold on Thursday. That's what one of the headlines said. And yet there was, when you read the actual article itself, it said that there was going to be a hearing on the Wednesday and Riley was going to be halting the sale. So to me, it did fall into the clickbait area for me anyway. So let's do the poll anyway. And the poll is yes. It's another cape with or without poll. It's the lucky suit with or without cape. So I'm going to start that poll if I can. For some reason it won't allow me to start it. So that's very strange. Okay. Right, start poll. There you are. Don't know what was happening there. And it is with cape or without cape. I'm going to show you now the photographs. Okay, and it is there. So we've got the lucky suit. And as you can see, that wonderful, I think that photograph on the left without the cape is from Judy Palmer Bendewald, who was on this show a few months ago. And you can look up that interview I did with her. So I'm just asking you really to vote. Do you prefer the lucky suit with or without the cape? We will go back to that. I will show you those pictures again. But I do want to sort of move on, and I want to do this. This day in Elvis history. Yes, this day in Elvis history. If it's a special day today for you, if it's a red letter day, anniversary, birthday, anything like that, and you're wondering what Elvis was doing on this particular day in history, May 26th, Elvis won second prize at the Jimmy Rogers Memorial Talent Show, and we've got a picture here as well, and that is Elvis with Anne Ray and Mae Axton. Now, we know that Mae Axton played a big part in Elvis's career the following year, and that was, of course, that she wrote or part wrote Heartbreak Hotel. 1956, Elvis performed at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium, Columbus, Ohio, at 7 and 10 p.m. Oh, look at these photographs. Oh, yes. Lovely. Fantastic. Haven't said that for a long time, have I? Fantastic. Oh, look at that for a shot. That was used on a cover, I believe. Was it used on a cover or something? Right. Okay, here we go. 1960. Yes, 1960. GI Blues. Elvis chats with leading lady Letitia Roman, 19, on the set of GI Blues at Paramount Studios in Hollywood, May 26, 1960. Now, they call her leading lady, but as we know, she was only one of the ladies because there was Juliet Prowse as well. This film was Elvis's fifth, but his first since his release from the army. One Hollywood producer was already marking Letitia as another Gina Lollobrigida. It was the first movie for Letitia, an import from Italy. She acted until 1968. 1960. Okay, 1962. Elvis's single, Good Luck Charm, hit number 1 in the UK and stayed there for 5 weeks. It had charted in April at number 1 in the USA. The US of A. And also, Elvis was working on Girls, Girls, Girls. Yes. Now, 1963, Elvis goes to RCA Studio B in Nashville, working on what would eventually become 14 recorded masters. The songs, which were intended to make an album and a single, with Devil in Disguise selected as the A-side, which would peak at number 3 on the Billboard chart and 1 in the UK by next August. The planned album, however, is never released, and the songs parcelled out over the next few years as singles or soundtrack albums and bonus songs. The prospective album was eventually released as a CD as For the Asking, the Lost Album, in 1990, and the FTD release Elvis Sings Memphis, Tennessee. So there you are, the Lost Album. I like it. So what did he record on May the 26th in Studio B in 1963? Echoes of Love, Please Don't Drag That String Around, You're the Devil in Disguise, Never Ending, What Now, What Next, Where To, Witchcraft, Finders Keepers, Losers Weepers, and Love Me Tonight. Now, we also have 1966. Elvis went into the studio again and worked from 6:30 until 7 a.m. At 6:30 p.m., of course. Because Floyd Kramer wasn't available until 9 p.m., David Briggs was booked for the early session. Even after the arrival of Kramer, Briggs kept on playing the piano because Elvis had grown used to his sound. The Imperials were present too. So, let's see what was recorded. Love Letters, So High, Farther Along, By and By, In the Garden, and Beyond the Reef. Beyond the Reef, it was with Charlie and Red singing backing as well. 1974, yes, 1974. Elvis ended his engagement at the Sahara Tahoe Hotel, and there is Elvis at the Sahara Tahoe Hotel in 1974. And at the dinner show, I believe it was the dinner show, he introduced the Jackson 5 who were in the audience watching the show. And Dylan mentioned that on one of his Elvis Dylan's Tales a couple of weeks ago. Thanks for that, Dylan. So that was 1974. And 1977, what have we got here for 1977? Elvis's private jet, the Lisa Marie, landed after a Rochester to Birmingham flight. Dick Grob, the chief of security, had warned Elvis that they were in a restricted gun carry area. It was about 3 a.m. and a crowd of fans and dignitaries, including Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, had gathered to welcome Elvis. Still wearing pajama-like karate gear, Elvis began descending the portable stairs when the crowd started cheering as a spotlight went on Elvis. As he lifted his arms to acknowledge the reception, 2 of the semi-automatic Colt pistols fell from his waistband and bounced down the steps. Elvis had a sheepish grin as he came down. Waiting was the local police chief. Elvis completely disarmed the man by shaking his hand and introducing himself. The guy handed him the guns and said, "I believe these are yours, Mr. Presley." Elvis stuck them back in his waistband. The guns are now on display in Graceland. Elvis performed at the Broome County Veterans Memorial Arena, Binghamton, New York later. And there's the photographs of him arriving. And that's a funny story. Funny story. Right, I want to say again, the poll, with or without, do you prefer the lucky suit with the cape or without the cape? Most of these polls are going without the cape, although was it last week or the week before? I'm not too sure, but a couple of weeks ago we did the Aloha from Hawaii suit and with the cape one. I'm not surprised, but with the cape one. So let's do Photoshop and we'll go back to the poll in a minute. So this one here, now this one is a bit of a funny one because we've seen this many times. Elvis playing, this photo was taken at Dave Wells Community Centre on December 27th, 1956, making Elvis about 21 years old there, and there was an audience watching the game. And obviously at the time, Elvis had already climbed the few rungs of his ladder to worldwide fame. It's apparent that the Old Mississippi logo was added to the scan of that single photograph, or the original photo. None of the photos that I found in the set have the Old Mississippi text. So there it is. There's the one with the Old Mississippi text added to it. And then if you look at these, there's Red next to Elvis as well, with his back to the camera. So there's no Old Mississippi on that. Nor there. Now, it'd be unlikely, or there, it'd be unlikely that people would actually Photoshop out the Old Mississippi. Great action shots. When did I say they were taken? December 27th, 1956. Yes. Dave Wells Community Centre. That's the only shot that has the Old Mississippi on it. And if you do a side-by-side comparison, there it is. The one on the left is the Photoshopped one, and the one on the right is the original. So that's this week's Photoshop. Now, I wonder, did Brent sort out his little technical difficulties? I hope he did, because I'd love to hear from Brent. Let's just remind you of the poll we're doing, the lucky suit. And it's very, very simple. Brent says yes, so we'll be going to Brent in a second. Very, very simple. Do you prefer the lucky suit with or without the cape? The first option is with cape, and the second is without. Now, Brent, I'm gonna see if I can get you up here. Stand by. Hi, Brent. How are you? Did I put myself in the call? No, I didn't. Now I did. Hi, Brent.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Sorry, I've got your problems now. I'm unmuting myself and muting myself, and it's just a nightmare.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Can you hear me right now?
Oh, perfect. It's loud and clear.
Oh, this is great. Great topic. By the way, did you hear about the new project at Graceland? Zippin' Pippin 2.0 is going to be built there, and there's going to be a part of the coaster trek that's going to zoom right through the kitchen, and it's going to be awesome, Steve.
I can't wait. I
am telling you, it's going to be phenomenal. That's an example of how quick it takes to start BS online.
Yeah.
And there are some people that would take that and run with it, even if you say the words "I'm joking" after it.
I know. Yeah, they don't hear the "I'm joking." They hear the "zippin' pippin" part.
Which that would really be tacky. I'm sorry, but that really would. But I just had to think of something so outlandish, but yet it doesn't matter how weird or outlandish it is for it to take on wildfire. Because I didn't buy that for 1 minute last week, because like everyone has rightly said, this would be nothing for them to litigate this.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it was true, 3.8 million would quickly be paid anyway.
Oh yeah, and first of all, yeah, even if that were true, that would just, I mean, heck, it wouldn't even really cost them hardly anything. They probably have insurance for lawsuits, and it would just be a matter of going through the motions.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't even think she could legally put up something like that for collateral for something that small, that would be like saying I'm going to put up my mansion in order to finance this television.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And, so I'm glad to hear that you didn't freak either, and I'm glad that Leslie was out there keeping the prairie fires extinguished. There
Well,
for a minute,
she was trying to, but apparently she had to give up because people were saying, "Well, it's in the news, so it must be true." And I'm thinking, are you really saying that?
Well, if it's in the news, then come visit me, because I could take you to Kalamazoo, where Elvis hung out in the 80s. It's not too far from me in Michigan. So,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I think maybe it's a layover from kind of that innocence from way back then, of where if it's a newspaper, then it has to be from up on high. And what we don't realize is this is fertile ground for all kinds of fakery out there. And I hate to say it, but these are just the baby sparks that will lead to a conflagration, because with AI figuring it in, oh man.
Yeah. I mean,
You and I, as content creators, we have our work cut out for us for the next few years.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like that Ryan Gosling thing as well. I read the comments underneath that video, and the amount of people that actually thought there is a movie coming out with Ryan Gosling next year is unbelievable. It really is. You know,
And in actuality, he's going to be in the Cousin Billy biopic.
Yeah, I mean, even I mean, you don't have to look far. You just go to the about section in that actual channel, and it tells them it's just for fun and entertainment. That's all it's for.
Didn't this already we saw the early baby signs of this back in the late 70s, with Elvis's next jumpsuit is going to be a laser
Oh yeah,
reflective light kind of thing that's not even been invented in these times yet.
yeah,
And but yet that's what he was going to do over at Wembley in 79 had he lived, or whatever, That's always been going around. But here's the thing, I think urban myths have always been there, but the thing was with online, that poured gasoline on it.
yeah. Of course it did.
So all these urban myths now have this ability to spread, because I can't tell you how many times in the last couple weeks I've seen on my Facebook that picture of Madonna meeting Elvis.
Oh yeah, I know, that drives me. I actually featured. I actually featured it a few months ago.
Yeah.
Just
And you know what? It's like we're trying to put out a fire with a squirt gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll do our best. I mean, if we can sort of, let people know about these things, that's all we can do, And
for all of you out there, if you're a good Elvis content creator like Steve and a few others I know, we really do try our best to check our sources.
Yeah, we do.
Very carefully.
All right.
And you do a great job of it, Steve. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Brent. Always great to speak to you. All right.
You too, sir.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Yeah. Goes without saying, Brent is on point every time. And just if you're still unfamiliar with Brent's station, I'm sure you're not, but his channel is Elvis Nation. Check it out. I mean, he's quite correct when he says this is nothing new. I mean, I'm always reminded of the War of the Worlds, the broadcast that Orson Welles did, and they didn't say at the start that it was a reading, a recreation of the H.G. Wells War of the Worlds, and people were starting to panic that we really were being invaded by aliens from outer space, and they had to put out an announcement to say that this is just an enactment. It's not really happening. This is nothing new. People being duped into having to believe things that aren't exactly real. So, yeah. Right, we move on, and I wanted to do, what did I want to do? I wanted to do Elvis at the piano. This is a new feature that we've brought on over the last few weeks, and it's basically this. Which song do you wish Elvis had sung in concert, accompanying himself on the piano? And you can send your songs to me, email, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, or Facebook Messenger, or on Facebook, because we know that Elvis sat down at the piano and sang not just his own songs. It doesn't have to be an Elvis song you suggest. It can be another song, like Unchained Melody. That wasn't an Elvis song. So this was chosen by I'll start again. Cavallaro, right. Cavallaro on YouTube. And it's Something Blue, written by Paul Evans and Al Byron, recorded March 18th, 1962 at good old RCA Studio B in Nashville, at a session that began at 7:30 p.m. and concluded the following morning at 6:30 a.m. Elvis and the band did 7 takes, of which only 5 were complete. Take 1 began with the Wedding March. Thank goodness Elvis decided to drop that from take 2, because to me it just didn't work. And if you want to check that out, take 1, it's available on YouTube. The song's initial release was on the LP, yes, on the initial LP, Potluck with Elvis, released May 18th, 1962. It was the first track on side 2 of the album, and it's the song Cavallaro wished Elvis had sung live on stage at the piano. And it is got quite a lot of it's what I call a piano heavy song, so I could see Elvis, and Cavallaro can also see Elvis sitting down at the piano and singing Something Blue. If you're unfamiliar with Something Blue, I will leave a link below to Something Blue. I don't think I'll link take 1 with the Wedding March at the start. And again, as I said, I would like you to send in songs Elvis at the piano. And right, what's next? Oh, yes, it's this. Caption the photo. Ba-dum-bum. Caption the photo. Oh, yes. Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the week and one of my favorite parts of the show, and is reading the comments and seeing the comments that you leave through the week. I pop in every so often, every few days, to look to see what captions you've left. And this was the photograph that I posted this week, and I wanted you to leave captions, and the one with the most thumbs up gets a shout out on this show. And but here's some that didn't quite make the cut, but listen out if I read out your caption. Hey, George Klein, what's your secret for being so soft and cuddly? And somebody else says, this panda's eye reminds me of Ed Hopper's eye after I punched him. I wonder why I love you, baby. I guess it's just because you're so square, baby panda bear. I love that one. I'm surprised that one didn't actually win, because that's quite clever. Priscilla, you're wearing too much eyeliner. But the winner, with 12 likes, and it's Cheryl Spencer. Well done, Cheryl. And it's I know, buddy. Don't worry. I'll make sure they don't put a chain around your neck. So that's the yes. We need to give Cheryl a round of applause. Well done. And I'll post another picture like that for you to caption on the community tab on this channel, probably Tuesday. I'd like to just take a break from the show just to say, bottom right, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell and select all notifications, not just personalized. And you can also send in ideas for underrated songs, photoshops, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis had sung live, songs you wish Elvis had recorded or sung at the piano, funny caption photos as well, and suggest a topic for discussion as well. So, and also our Discord channel. Yes, there's a link below for the Discord channel. If you haven't joined yet, we have great topics and discussions on there, and we have Elvis photo of the day. We have lots of yummy photos. In fact, I can harvest some photographs that people post of Elvis and use them for the smoking hot photo. That's how good some of them are. So there's a link below for Discord if you want to join our Discord channel. Now, a song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by Laurie Gelman. And this is Just Like a Woman, is a song by American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan from his 7th studio album Blonde on Blonde, 1966. Dylan recorded the song at Columbia Studio A in Nashville, Tennessee in March 1966. And Laurie told me, well, a few great artists have covered this. Decided to send you Richie Havens' version. I will also send you Roberta Flack's, which is my favorite, even though she had to alter a few of the lyrics. Yeah, because Just Like a Woman probably wouldn't work. Elvis was also a big fan of hers. I think this would have been a great ballad for Elvis or to record or sing live. I just hear the heart melting. And that's the song that Laurie wished Elvis had recorded, which is Just Like a Woman by Bob Dylan. Now, I must admit, I'm actually having trouble imagining Elvis singing it. So check out the link I'm going to put below and tell me what you think. You can leave your comments about that in the comment section below. I mean, great. Thanks, Laurie, for sending that in. But I'm actually having trouble imagining Elvis singing that. So, who knows? Who knows? Let's remind you about the poll, and it literally is this. It's the with or without cape, the lucky suit. Alrighty, the lucky suit, and I see there's still a few more votes coming in. Underrated Elvis song, yes. Let's have a look at that, will we? Just got to find this. Take those off for a second. I'll bring them back up again to remind you. Now, the underrated song suggested by Susie on our Discord page channel. And There's a Honky Tonk Angel Who'll Take Me Back In is a song best known for 1974 recording by American country music artist Conway Twitty, who took it to the #1 on the Hot Country Singles Chart. The song was written by Troy Seals and Denny Rice and originally released on Troy Seals' 1973 debut album, Now Presenting Troy Seals. Elvis's version was recorded at Stack Studio on Sunday, 16th of December 1973, in just 8 takes, and first released on his Promised Land album on January the 8th, 1975, his 40th birthday. It was released as the B-side. Well, let's have a look, actually. It was released on that, first of all, Promised Land. And then it was released as a B-side of the 1979 posthumous single, I Got a Feeling in My Body, at which peaked at number 6 on the Hot Country Singles chart. In case you're unaware, Honky Tonk Angel is an American slang for, well, let's just say a lady of the night. Alrighty? I'll say that. That's what a honky tonk angel is. I will, as always, leave a link below if you are unfamiliar with that song. There's a honky tonk angel who'll take me back in, and suggested by Susie on our Discord channel page as an underrated Elvis song. And I agree with Susie. I do think it's underrated. Now, what do I need to do? I need to do the smoking hot photo, but before I do that, it's a good one. It's a good one. All right. They're all good, but it's a good one. I'll close the poll, I believe. And this is what I was asking you. I was asking, take that away. I was asking this, the Lucky suit. Do you prefer it with or without? And let's have a look. Let's see if I can find the poll. It won't let me close it for some reason. That's strange, isn't it? Oh, yeah, well, here we are, end poll. Right, but I'm going to have to go back to the other page to find out what the results are. Without cape, 66%. With cape, 33%. Yeah, overwhelmingly without cape. And I think I would say the same without cape. It's a great shot, that, as well, isn't it? He looks really, really good there. So thanks for voting on that. Thank you very, very much for voting on that. And there'll be another poll next week. Now, what more can I do but give you the smoking hot photo? I'll get rid of the poll photos, and I better remove the Discord one as well, because it might not show me. Okay, now this is this week's smoking hot photo, and I'm looking to see your. Lisa didn't leave Navarone the money. Priscilla put it in the lawsuit settlement to look after. Okay, I won't actually read out the rest of that, Mike, but I actually said a comment in, I think it was the Discord channel earlier on in the week. I never really, I mean, don't get me wrong when I say this about Navarone, but I haven't got anything against him, but I don't actually get the Navarone thing. And what I mean by I don't actually get the Navarone thing is I'm not exactly sure why some parts of the Elvis world make out him to be something which he isn't. And what I mean by that is he's not exactly what I would term in Elvis's world. He's not part of Elvis's world. And I know you're going to say that he's Lisa Marie's half brother, but there is really no Elvis blood in Navarone. I mean, I'm not saying that's his fault or anything, and as I say, I will repeat myself one more time. I have nothing whatsoever against Navarone, but I don't get the Navarone thing. I just don't get it. No Presley blood whatsoever. Salam says the same thing. Yeah. I mean, Priscilla, it was a Baloo. And then we had, was it Marco Garibaldi? I think it is Marco Garibaldi was Navarone's father. So I struggle with the Navarone thing. I really do. But I'm not being, I'm not saying that to be hurtful to him. So that I kind of went off track there, didn't I, when I saw Navarone's name on the chat. Now, smoking hot. Here we are. Ladies and gents, feast your eyes on this. What better shot than a 1968 shot? And it's very similar, actually, to my background, isn't it? Yeah. Mrs. EAP says, not a brother, not a Presley. No. Amazing. Oh, my thud, I fainted, Joe. Yeah, Salam says singing his heart out. A great pick. Love the powerful emotion. Yes, he was putting a lot of emotion into his singing for the 68 special, wasn't he? Oh dear, thud. Oh, Rosemary says a lot of us struggle with the Navarone thing too. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to overstate it, but I just felt that it was one of those things I had to say, that I do struggle with it, and I just don't get it. So hot, I'm melting. He looks like someone stamped on his toes. Yeah, that's the face I get when I stub my toe on the coffee table. Deb H loves 68 comeback special. Yeah, it's not really a comeback, it's a 68 TV special, but I know what you mean. Yeah, this suit's hot. Yeah, he did say that a couple of times. That's why he didn't repeat those sort of things when he went to Vegas and on tour. Elvis is so handsome. Yeah. Joe says he looked amazing. And that is this week's Smoking Hot. If you want to send in a Smoking Hot photo, please do. Although, as I said, I can harvest quite a lot from the Discord Elvis photo of the day. Yeah. Okay. And that, my Elvis friends, is it for another week. Thank you so much for watching live, or if you're watching on playback, thank you very, very much. And we'll do it all over again next week. As I say, please do leave your comments below. Check out the links I said I'd leave. And it just leaves me one thing to say, and that is, Al, take it away.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.